Hey there everybody, it's RedX Parasite, and I'm going to be starting my second Let's Play project, which, if you can't read the title screen, is Metroid Other M. I'm really excited to do this, because, well, one, I'm a Metroid junkie, so I basically love almost everything Metroid, but I'm just glad to be doing something other than Link to the Past Blind, because, man, do I not feel like doing that ever again. So before I get started and actually play the game, I have one thing I want to cover. Yes, I'm going to be getting 100%, so don't worry about that. Please don't leave any comments saying, oh, well, you forgot this upgrade, because don't worry, I have a plan, so just let me follow it and everything will be alright. So without further ado, I'm going to press the 2 button and begin the game. Don't worry about this stuff, I'll cover it after I'm done with the actual game. So you can take a look at some of my data I have. This is the practice run that I was doing for this, which was about half as long as it took me to complete the game. The first time I got 100%, and then the hard mode file. But I'm going to be starting a new game in normal mode. Now, one thing that's important to mention is that you can see that there's a hard mode option there, and basically what hard mode is you don't have any upgrades whatsoever in hard mode. So obviously it makes it difficult to get 100%, and it makes it just annoying anyways, so I'm not going to be doing that. Suffice it to say. So this is the beginning. It's a cutscene. It's wonderful. It's space and comets or something. I have no idea what these really are, but it's kind of weird because there's an explosion. Because who doesn't like explosions? And then it has an image of Samus as like an embryo. Yeah, this isn't weird at all. Strange things I'm seeing on my television screen. She's opening her eyes and staring at us. And oh, okay, wait.
Why am I still alive?
This is different. Oh, I'm just kidding. I actually know what's going on. It was...
A baby.
For those of you who are not familiar with Metroid, this is the ending of Super Metroid, which is the game that happens before this. So this is the finale, so this is at the very end when Samus is facing Mother Brain. And so this is right after Mother Brain has hit Samus with her laser rainbow beam of death. And so that basically wiped out Samus, and now she's at the point where the baby Metroid, which Samus rescued in Metroid 2, is healing her. And so Mother Brain is going to fire her laser once again, and no, baby Metroid! Even though it's not really a baby anymore, but that's what it's referred to in the game, so that's what I'm going to call it too. Yarr. So let's see, the baby is going to blow up in a very spectacular fashion. I mean, I can't really imagine a much better way to go than exploding into a whole bunch of silver blood droplets. That sounded very gruesome. But yes, one lands on Samus's palm. Just remember that, it's important later. And now it's going to be time for something really awesome. Samus is going to use the Hyper Beam, which is positively one of the best Metroid items that you will ever get. Even though you only get to use it for, like, one battle. And so Samus is waking up and she's realizing that it was all a dream. A dream within a dream. Kind of. Inception. I don't know.
Okay, Samus.
Test guy. Hello.
I awoke to the familiar voice of a quarantine officer.
Let's try sitting up, huh?
Who do you think I am? I'm Samus.
A dream. I had been reliving the tragic moments of my recent past. Thanks to the Hyper
So now
Beam,
Samus is explaining what I
which was
just
given
explained.
to me somehow by the baby.
Hooray.
I laid Mother Brain to waste.
Destruction.
The explosion that
So
followed
many
destroyed
destructions.
planet Zebes,
Destruction for days.
along with the remains of Mother Brain, the space pirates,
And
and my
so,
long-standing
yeah, basically
nemesis,
she's telling the plot of Super Metroid.
and
Yay.
the baby.
Come on, Samus.
The guy
Let's go
sounds
next
very
door.
nasally. And so now we are going to go and do a tutorial level.
Right, let's get started.
Samus is going to put her clothes back on. Darn it. But I have to admit, this is a pretty cool sequence.
Ready for a quick test, Samus?
Yes, I am.
What?
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to leave there for a little second. I had to do something. The game is going to start us off with a tutorial on how to use all of Samus's various moves. Some of these are
Just the way I like it.
pretty self-explanatory. Like, you should probably know about the charge beam and the morph ball if you've played it Metroid before.
Go ahead and drop
Like
some
bombs. This is pretty basic stuff.
Okay, get out of Morphle mode and return to
You know,
normal.
the works.
Perfect, Samus.
Yay, I can move and use the A
All right,
button.
stand in the middle of the room.
Haha, I'm already in the middle of the room. How totally unexpected!
Surprise.
And by totally unexpected, I mean totally expected.
From there, kick climb to work your way up.
So yeah, that's wall jumping. I don't know why they called it click
like that,
click
Samus.
climb? I don't know why they called it
Let's
click
invite
climb
you
in
back.
this game, but yeah, they did that. So now they're gonna give us some holograms to fight. Again, these cannot actually hurt you. So don't really worry about it, and they're pretty easy to defeat anyways.
Okay,
So.
looking good.
Haha.
Let's check your reaction time.
Okay, so this next thing that they let you
Here
do
comes some
is pretty
Dodge
cool. So they're gonna fire some beams at us, and right when it's about to hit me, if you press a
Hey,
direction on
those are
the
moves I
D-pad,
remember.
then it will allow you to dodge out of the way. And one thing you'll notice is that you can fully charge a beam when you do this. So let this one go, and if you're holding one while you do this, it'll fast charge your beam, which is nice.
Remember how that feels.
Okay, what now?
Next, how about a missile?
Aha, missiles.
Use concentration to replenish your
Okay,
missiles.
so one of the weird things about this game is that you don't replenish your health and your missiles like you usually would in other
Your
games,
pesky
Metroid
buddies
games.
is lurking here somewhere.
In other
Find it
words,
for me, huh?
the enemies don't drop pickups. So,
Why not
in
say
now,
hello
to
with a
replenish your missiles, you basically hold the remote vertically and press and hold the A button until it replenishes them. Now, an important thing to note is that you can replenish your missiles at any time, but you can only restore your health when you are like low enough in health. So essentially when your health meter is red.
Okay, looking good.
And so, and then the other thing is that when you try to replenish your missiles, it'll do all of them. But when you try to replenish your health, it'll only replenish your health a certain amount. And you'll see what I mean later. But you cannot replenish all of your health at one time, using the concentration at least. And now that I've talked through like all of the stuff with the missiles, let's just get straight to the power bombs because they're awesome. Boom! Power bombs, yes, quite destructive.
Allow adequate room around you during power bomb.
Yay. So now
All
this
right,
is going to
Samus.
be
That's it for the
it
test.
for the tutorial. So, more story mode, yay.
Looks like you took quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, no
Unbelievable
kidding.
how well you've held up.
I wondered if this too was a result of the power the baby gave me.
Right, you're doing the meeting room.
Oh yay, meetings.
The big dogs are waiting. I gave your suit a polish so you'd be at least somewhat presentable.
That's slightly sinister. Slightly.
Not even a fragment. None of the baby remained on me.
Oh no.
I knew it
Your
to be
suit
true,
got
but still
cleaned.
couldn't help looking at my palm for a sign.
Darn it, they made me take a bath. In my power
Never
suit.
again would I encounter the baby.
Yeah, 'cause it's kinda
Never.
dead. So sad, bad dad.
The finality of it struck me once again.
The baby's dead. Yes, the baby is dead.
Mission completed. The planet Zebes was annihilated, and all Metroids were exterminated.
That was the
Simple
greatest
report.
report ever. It was so
And the
short.
story even
It's amazing.
felt momentous to me.
It's like you said 2 sentences. How momentous.
I don't know how much time passed since then.
Eons, ages.
Days went by in their quiet way, and people's recollections of Metroids and space pirates grew nebulous over time, relegated to a past concern of the galactic communities.
Metroids are dead. We don't have to deal with them
Nothing more than
anymore.
a faded memory.
Gasp! It's a
Code
warning
name,
signal.
Baby's cry. A common SOS with the urgency of a baby
I
crying.
could not tell that from the
The
name.
nickname comes from the fact that the purpose of the signal is to draw attention.
I could also not tell that from the
The
name.
signal was coming from a remote part of space. I altered the course of my ship as if this detour had already been part of my flight plan.
Oh, I'm going to this place.
Baby's cry. It was as though it was crying specifically for me.
Okay, so one of the things that you'll notice if you played any other Metroid games is that this one has a lot of story. You can already see how much cutscenes there's been in the first, like, 10 minutes of the game or so. This game has a lot more story than most other Metroid games, and while some people criticize the story, I like it. I mean, I think it's better that they at least attempted a story than anything at all. I know there are certain parts of the game that feel like they're kind of ripped off of other Metroid games, and you can tell, and I'll probably explain those things once I get to them. But for the most part, I think the story is nice. You'll notice that a lot of the story takes place via cutscenes, and I haven't done the math, but if you added up all the cutscenes in this game together, it actually makes a full-length movie. There's like some 2.5 hours of cutscenes or something. Ridiculous. And so one of the features that the game will actually allow you to do is once you unlock all of the cutscenes in the game, it will allow you to play them all in sequence, which I don't know why you would want to do that, but hey, whatever, the option's there if you so wish. So now we are landing on the bottle ship. It's a very creative name because it's shaped like a bottle. Who would have guessed? And so, yeah, we don't really know what's going on here because there's an alert, and that's about all we know at this point. So Samus is gonna get out of her ship, walk up a ramp. Can I play the game? Can I play the game, please? I know how to play it. I've made it through the tutorial. Oh, come on! Wait, what's this? Okay. So, now the game's going into one of these things that they call, like an examine. So, basically the screen is locked. I cannot move. If I try to move the Wii remote off the screen, it'll just turn my screen green. And so, basically, I have to look around and find something in particular. In this case, it's the Galactic Federation logo on that ship. Some of these in the game can be really annoying if you don't know what to look for. Like some of them, the thing you're looking for is the same color as the surrounding environment. I'll tell you more about that later. But basically we know that there's a Galactic Federation ship here at the bottle ship. Hooray! And now I'm running. Running. More cutscenes. Oh look, a Galactic Federation platoon. How surprising.
Ah, fancy meeting you here, princess.
Princess?
Remember me?
Who you calling princess?
Anthony. There's only one person who calls me princess. And that person is Anthony Higgs.
So
of the
now
Galactic
Sam's
Federation
going to
Army.
explain that she knows 2 of the people here
Haven't seen
already.
you since that last mission.
One of them is Anthony.
And your buddy's here too.
And the other one is Adam Malkovich.
Adam Malkovich, a general in the Galactic Federation Army. Not only a trusted confidant, but also my former superior officer.
So she has history with both of these characters.
Yes. There was a time when I was enrolled in the Galactic Federation Army.
Samus was in the army?
And
Yep.
then I was young and inexperienced. As the result of a certain incident, I left Adam's command and set out on my path as a solitary bounty hunter.
And that's how Samus became a bounty hunter. It's a very detailed story.
What are you doing here?
The first words out of his mouth were typical coming from Adam. To answer his question, I recounted the details of what had brought me to this place, and then I asked what circumstances led the Federation here.
That information is not for an outsider.
Ooh, ouch.
The word he so obviously chose, outsider, pierced my heart.
Figuratively, not literally. Just he did not literally stab her in the heart. Just don't worry about that.
Commander, we're all prepped.
Ooh, sounds like there's gonna be an explosion. Yay. 3, 2. Oh, darn it. Counting was off. It failed.
No dice. I think our only option is to use the laser to slowly burn our way through.
We're going to fire our lasers.
The electrical system here is out, and we can't get the barrier wall to open. We tried using explosives, but it's tricky to pull off without collateral damage. What we need is some way to focus the power onto one centralized location.
What we need is the game to give us a hint on how to use our missiles. Yeah, that's a really difficult puzzle. It took me like all about 5 seconds to figure out the first time I played this. And the door's open. And we can progress further into the bottle ship. But what kind of bottle is it? Is it Dasani? Is it Aquafina?
All right. I'm gonna go on ahead.
Only time will tell. And he kind of just walks away. Yeah, that's cool.
Adam hadn't authorized it, but I decided to remain on site for the sake of the others.
Kind of makes sense though, because without that, there wouldn't really be a game. Okay, so I guess I can use now to explain how the upgrades in this work. In this game, Samus already has all of the upgrades that she's going to need in the game, but she's not going to use any of them until— oh my god! Ah! Okay, I'm sorry. I had to do that. But she's not going to use any of her upgrades until Adam authorizes her to. Because in this game, she actually has a commanding officer again, so it hasn't happened yet, but Samus is going to follow Adam soon. So don't worry yourself about that. So that's how it works. Some people kind of complained about the system just because it's— in certain ways it doesn't make sense. You kind of think, if she has the upgrades, why doesn't she just use them? But in other ways, at least you're like getting things when you need them. It's also the game's way of forcing you like not to sequence break. So I guess it's alright. I'm not gonna complain about it. I'm not gonna like praise it and say like, oh my gosh, it's like the best thing since sliced bread. Cause it's not. So wow, I just failed. And the LP curse begins. So we're just kind of making our way through the main deck here. Not really much to say about this area. There's zoomers and screes. Scree! Well, it looks like the elevator's out, so we're gonna have to go up on our own. Typical. There isn't power when we need it. It's probably because the power for all of the station is off. You know what? I think the episode's starting to get a little bit long here, so I'm going to end it off here. So in the next episode, we are going to be exploring more of the main sector. I'll see you guys then. By the way, I should probably mention this before I just kind of outro. This is a navigation booth. You can use these to save, and that they also will provide you with the map once the power's on. But with that done, I has been Red X Parasites, and I will see you in the next episode. Red X Parasite, signing out.